It's about time now, so let's begin today's webinar. A very good evening to everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And let me introduce myself first. I'm Vaishnavi Thakur, a master's student at the University of Tokyo in the Department of Electrical Engineering and Information Systems. So today I'll be the facilitator for today's webinar, and I'm joined by Ms. Sakshi Verma as the sub-facilitator. So today's webinar is about studying and working in Japan. It aims to promote education in Japan by motivating students to pursue higher studies. The University of Tokyo India office is organizing these sessions where experts from different universities will be providing information and guidance on various programs that are being offered in the universities. So we know that Japan has the third largest economy in the world, and there's a huge demand for skilled professionals, and also not forgetting the fact that it has the highest employment rate among the other developed G7 nations. But still we see that many students in India, they prefer to choose Western countries for their higher education. We believe that it is mainly because of the lack of awareness and of the wonderful opportunities Japan offers. So these webinars aim to bridge that gap and provide you all the details about the admission process and also the various scholarships which are offered in the universities here. So if you have any queries during the webinar, please post them in the Q&A portal, and we have a team of panelists from the universities to answer them. So without any ado, let me share the agenda slide. And so the agenda for today is as follows. First, we'll have a brief overview of this session by Ms. Sakshi Verma, who is the Assistant Manager of the University of Tokyo India office. And then we have presentations by 4 universities, as shown in the agenda slide. And the total time of presentation of each university is 20 minutes, which is followed by a Q&A session. So the questions which are posted in the Q&A portal will be taken up in this Q&A session. I request all the attendees to make sure that the questions are posted in the Q&A portal and not in the chat box, because chat box is meant for the universities to post the other useful links. So let's begin today's webinar. I would like to invite Ms. Sakshi Verma. I would like to invite Ms. Sakshi Roy to give a brief overview about the University of Tokyo India office.
Thank you, Ms. Vaishnavi, for the introduction. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sakshi Roy, and this program is hosted by the University of Tokyo India office and brought to you by MEX, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology in Japan. So I would like to welcome all of our experts that we have from national, private, and public universities in Japan, and amazing attendees from different parts of the world. Thank you very much for taking out time to attend this webinar. So about our office, we are the part of Study in Japan Global Network Project in Southwest Asia by MEX, and we provide comprehensive information on Japanese universities. And we also organize fairs and seminars throughout India. So today is the 15th day of our webinar series, Study and Work in Japan 2022. And all these webinars are basically designed to introduce you to some of the best universities in Japan. And we will be discussing the various program offerings and scholarship opportunities that are offered by them. So there will be 3 to 4 different Japanese universities representing in each session, national, public, and private universities. And all the universities are basically focusing to introduce English-based programs that are offered by them. So I must tell you that in Japan, there has been approximately 700 plus universities in the world, in the 700 plus universities, as well as specialized vocational institutions. So if you're interested to study, as mentioned by our facilitator, the world's third largest economy, you have so many options to choose from world-class universities, and the academic options for international students are nearly boundless in Japan. And after graduating from the Japanese universities, you'll be truly valuable in the job market, not only in Japan, but in other countries as well. So I request all of you to please stay tuned with us till the end of the session and join our future webinars to learn more about opportunities to study and work in Japan. And please, I recommend you to please note down the contact addresses of respective universities so that you can directly contact them in case if you have any questions. So thank you very much. I ensure that this webinar will be profitable and the next few hours will be enjoyable for every one of you. So thank you very much for paying attention. Please enjoy today's session.
Thank you, Ms. Sakshi, for providing the brief introduction. Now let's proceed with the universities. So first we have the University of Tokyo. In the last webinar, we have seen a professor from the graduate school who has explained the admission process and to how to gain admission into the University of Tokyo. So today we have from the Department of Sustainability, Ms. Anamika Anand, who is the graduate student in the Department of Sustainability, to share her student experience and give us an insight about what a student life looks in University of Tokyo. You can share your presentation now, Anamika.
Thank you, Vaishnavi, for lovely introduction. So, hello everyone. My name is Anamika, and I'm a second-year PhD student in graduate program in Sustainability Sciences, Global Leadership Initiative. And today I will be discussing about my own academic and cultural and personal experience as an international student in the sustainability program at the University of Tokyo. So today I will talk about by starting much like details about me, more information about my background, and then I will talk about University of Tokyo in general, followed by in detail detailed explanation about this GPSS GLI program on sustainability sciences, and then my experience as a doctoral student in this program and in the University of Tokyo. So I'm a MEC scholar as well as a PhD student in this graduate program in sustainability sciences, and I belong to Roichi Imasu Lab, which focuses on numerical simulation on global environmental problems. And this program is a part of Graduate School of Frontier Sciences, and my lab and program, they both are based in Kashiwa campus. And I hope some of you must have attended the last webinar. So Professor Roichi Imasu introduced a lot about the admission process and like the research disciplines in the Atmosphere and Ocean Research Institute and in Graduate School of Frontier Sciences. For my past education, I got my bachelor's degree from Miranda House, University of Delhi in Life Sciences. And then I went to Banaras Sundar University for my master's in Environmental Sciences. And I belong to originally from Sultanpur, a district in Uttar Pradesh, India. So I will talk about the University of Tokyo. Most of you already know much more facts about this very prestigious and famous university, but I would still like to state some facts. So UTokyo was founded in 1877, and at present we have around 28,000 students and around 11,000 academic and administrative staff. And we have like 10 faculties, the core faculties, and like 15 graduate schools, 11 affiliated research institutes, 4 university joint education and research institutes, 3 institutes on advanced study, including RCAST, 4 interdisciplinary research institutes, and 3 national joint use institute, and around 40 collaborative research organizations across the globe. University of Tokyo has overall around 30 overseas facilities and offices, including UTokyo India office. And at present, we have around 4,600 international students, and at present existing around like 550 international exchange agreements. And the university is also accredited for like 13 Nobel Prize, with the latest one in 2015 on neutrino and physics. And it is also accredited for the 480 startups around startup companies by the existing student at that time in the University of Tokyo, and 5 astronauts so far. So University of Tokyo has like 3 main campuses: a Hongo campus, Kashiwa campus, and Komaba campus. Hongo campus is the main campus and oldest campus. It is situated in like central Tokyo, Bunkyo City. And it is like a home for core disciplinary schools and departments such as engineering, sciences, law, and medicine. And it is like home for a lot of like master's, PhD researchers, and some of undergrad students. And then Komaba campus is also situated in central Tokyo, about an hour away from Hongo campus. And it is mostly accounting for the undergrad student in different disciplines, including Japanese as well as international students. And then we have the newest campus, Kashiwa campus. This campus is located in Chiba Prefecture, around like 45 minutes from Hongo campus. And this is like the like base for all the advanced high research laboratories, and like advanced like new frontier sciences disciplines are established in this department. And so my lab and program, they both are based in Kashiwa campus. Now I will talk about my program. So my PhD is a part of graduate program in sustainability sciences, Global Leadership Initiative. It is affiliated under Graduate School of Frontier Sciences. And this GPSS GLI is like one of the pioneer programs in sustainability sciences around the world. And the basic idea behind starting this GPSS GLI program is to bring together the researchers and students from the diverse background. And we do not believe in any specific definition of sustainability sciences, but rather we believe in discovering and developing sustainability science in each discipline by new researchers and advancement. So this GPSS GLI works on three pillars: holistic, resilience, and transboundary. So the main features of this program are the interdisciplinary nature. It is completely English taught program, and it has like a strong international sustainability research and education network throughout the world. And it also provides students with like practical education in the form of field work, field projects, and internships and seminar. And apart from that, we also have like a really good collaboration and like corporate partners, both in academics as well as in industry. So in GPSS, we mainly have two programs, masters and doctoral. So for masters, we have like, it is for 2 years. And at the initial stage, students are expected to develop like a broad knowledge by studying the core compulsory courses, and they are allowed to choose like a lot of elective compulsory courses from a wide variety of options available. And then as they advance in their studies, like they're expected to focus more on like to learn more like applied skill by taking on internships, field exercise, global field exercise, and like integrated environmental design studio, and then use all the broad knowledge and the applied skill to narrow down a specific applied specialization in the form of their master's thesis. As for doctoral, it is for 3 years, and these doctoral students are expected to have like advanced core courses at the initial stage of their studies, followed by advanced specialized courses. So when I was in my first year, I studied courses like negotiation and consensus building. And these kind of courses, we were taught how do you negotiate the policies, how do you frame the policies, and how do you apply the policies in the real life problems. So by gaining knowledge from advanced core courses and specialized courses, we use that knowledge in a sustainability perspective to solve the so many existing global environmental problems. Now I will share my experience as a doctoral student, and I will talk about my academic as well as my personal experience as an international student. So first of all, I would like to just give you a brief introduction about my research. So I'm studying about the impact of crop residue burning on air quality. It is a very specific case study over India. Just to give you a brief introduction, so crop residue burning is a modern agricultural practice carried out by farmers on a large scale in North India. And they do it as a quick, cheap, and efficient way to get rid of the residue and prepare the land for the next seasonal crop. But in doing so, the burning activity emits a large variety of aerosols and trace gases, which results in the depletion of air quality in nearby areas, especially in New Delhi. So the purpose of our research is to quantify the emission coming out of this activity, and how can we use the research outcome to frame guidelines and framework to reduce the pollution in New Delhi right now, and improve the air quality, at least to the WHO standard level. So as for my experience, I will start with my academic experience. So My lab is affiliated to Atmosphere and Ocean Research Institute. So most of my lab members, we all are from like atmospheric background, and our research is like mainly focuses on like emissions, particulate matter, greenhouse gases coming from like different sources, and like crop residue burning or like sensor development. So it involves like modeling, a remote sensing part, and also like the management of like ground monitoring instruments. So like in our lab, the culture is more like we rather than I. So we believe like you are not alone in the research. So we are always there to help each other, to provide input, insights, and to help them to like improve our own research as well as the research of our lab mates. So it's very like collaborative and a very good community bonding between the kohais and the senpai, means seniors and the juniors. So they always are ready to provide you some guidelines and their own experiences from their research so that you can improve your own research and get a good originality and nobility in your own PhD research or master's research. And the second, the collaboration. So UTokyo and all the affiliated graduate school, they have like a collaboration on a very mega scale across the world. If I speak about my own research, so my PhD is a part of a project called Akash, which is a collaborative project between so many universities in India, in US, in UK, including University of Tokyo. So I often get a chance to meet researchers and scientists who are developing the cutting edge technologies in my field, and I get in-person inputs from them on my research on how can I improve or what is the new thing that is coming in the field. So it is always a very nice experience to get to know the main renowned scientists in your field and get their hand-on-hand input from them on your own research. And the next part is the interdisciplinary. So in the GPSS GLI program, people come from different background. So we have people from mathematics, we have people from engineering, we have people from management, we have people from policy background, education background, and we all come together. We do our research in sustainability perspective. So through group projects, presentation, group seminars, it is always a great experience to see how the sustainability issues exist in every field, and how can we like adapt and like combine all the disciplines to solve the current environmental and social problems. And the next part is the cross-cultural community. So this is like the current students that come like from across the globe in GPSS GLI program. So we have people like from different remote part of the world, and every time like we interact on a daily basis, and it's always like great experience to learn about their culture, their tradition, and their ancient urban legends and like stories, how like the community traditions and the way of living is different from our own country. So it's also a very nice platform to learn like how can we be more adaptive to different kind of culture to establish a more strong cross-cultural community among international and as well as Japanese students. Then we often get like opportunities from our lab as well as from our department to attend several conferences where we can get to know what is the new research that is going on. It is also always a great experience to present our own research and see how the research community reacts to that. And it is always like great experience to take input from the leading scientists in that field. And the most important experience in this program is the diversity. So people are like so diverse in the form of like their ethnicity, their nationality, as well as academic diversity. So every time you present your research, you have an audience where we have a people from different disciplines, and they give you their inputs from their own field point of view. So it's always a good experience to analyze your research from different people's eyes, and this always help us to like improve our research and make it more original and like to do something that has never been done before, and which is like very crucial to solve like future environmental issues. And in the last, we like the experience with the financial assistance. So I think I already mentioned that I'm a MEX scholar. So MEX is like supporting my financial studies throughout my PhD program. But apart from the financial stability, is what is the most attractive part is that the MEX community itself is like very active, and they have like opportunities for the MEX student, even like the non-MEX student. They organize job and career seminar, job hunting seminar from time to time, so that students like can have like a good in-person experience with the people who are in industry and academics, and find out where like their career fits more. Either they want to go in the academics, or they want to go in industry, or they want to do something which is in collaboration with both of them. And apart from MEXT, our university and department also offers a lot of career support in the form of job career seminar, job hunting seminar, several times especially organized for international students in English. So you don't have any language barrier while discussing your job hunting problem with the corporate representative itself. We often get a chance to talk directly with the like CEOs and the representative of like many renowned firms and companies, and they tell you like what they usually look in while hiring. Or if I talk about academics, if you want to make your career after PhD, like going in a postdoc, university often provides you with several postdoc opportunities within Japan and outside of the Japan as well. So it is always like a good opportunity to build, like enhance your network, and like choose like what is the best for your career in the coming and in the long future. So these are like the current student, which are like from GPSS GLI. This year, actually, we have like so many students from different countries, which we still were not like able to add in this map. And in the most attractive part for me to be able to study in Japan is that I think this is a very unique quality that I've like, this is a kind of a place where the traditional cultures and like ancient traditions go side by side with the advancing technology and progress. So it is a very good example. Like, in order to progress, we do not need to lose our culture and tradition. They all can go side by side. So my message would be like for upcoming student, if you do come to Japan, there's a place in Japan called Sensoji Temple Shrine. It is like one of the most famous shrine in Tokyo. If you just go there and you see the shrine, and just behind that there's a Tokyo Sky Tree, and it gives you like a realization like how the technology and the tradition can go side by side. So studying here has been a really incredible experience for me, both academic and cultural wise. So I hope I was able to give you some good insights. I will put all the useful resource in the chat box. And if any one of you is interested in this GPSS program, or in general, like you want to know what is going on in our research group, how we do like the research, what are the different research themes and domains available, please feel free to contact me. I would be happy to help any upcoming students in any form, like if you want to study or work in Japan. So I would be happy to help any prospective coming students or workers. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation.
Thank you, Anamika, for such a wonderful presentation. You have covered in-depth details about starting from the about your program to the admission process. So we can take up a few questions from the Q&A portal. So are you an embassy recommended student or a university recommended MEX scholarship?
I'm a university recommended student.
So there are some students who want to know the process of university recommended MEX scholarship. So can you give a brief overview of it?
Just a second. If you have the question, can you just read that out loud for me?
Yes. So what is the how should I proceed with applying for university recommendation for 2023 master's degree program?
Okay, I would say the first step in applying for university recommendation is to contact the lab or the professor whose like research is in like more interest with you. So this is what I did. For me, the first step was like I contacted the professor in his lab I was like most interested in. I talked to him, just keep your mail very simple that you're interested, and just always mention why you are interested. And like, if you have any relevant experience in that field, it is really helpful, because professors, they do get a lot of mails. So try to just give them direct information. If you just give them direct information and keep it very short and simple, there's a chance like you will get the right lab and right professor in a very short period of time.
Yes, thank you, Anamika. So the next question would be, so when should a student start their application process? Say there's a master's student now, so when should they start?
So I would say the whole application process, I think it stands for both either embassy or university. It takes 1 year. So I would say as soon as you finish your first year of master's, you start at least contacting the professors. Yes.
Okay.
So just keep a like margin gap of 1 year if you want to be like just after you graduate from your master's.
Yes. So when you were doing your master's program, was it an MTech program or an MS program?
It was an MSc program.
So usually in MSc programs, we have that we do not know until we defend our thesis that we'll graduate or not, right? So
yes, but I didn't know that I was going to graduate.
Okay, so yeah.
But yeah, like you always know like where you are, but even if you have a doubt, that shouldn't stop yourself from contacting professors. Maybe if you cannot join this year, you can join next year.
Yes. So my next question was that, so is there any like opportunity for the students to defer their admission to the next intake? Or
yes, I'm not sure about the other program, but in GPSS, especially during COVID, a lot of students, they were not really comfortable in starting their education online. So they actually deferred their program for 1 semester or 1 year so that they can be here in person. So I think it's okay.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. That's great. So before coming to Japan, did you already have Japanese language skills?
No.
No. So I would like to emphasize this to students as well. Usually we have this misconception that we need to know Japanese language to come here and study, so which is not quite true. So from her own experience of Anamika, you can see that even I did not have any Japanese language skills before coming here. So be active, and if you find a professor of your interest, so try to apply to the program.
Yes, and to be very honest, because my program is an English taught program, so I don't even have to speak Japanese unless I want to, because everyone speaks English.
Yes. So we can pick up a few more questions from the Q&A.
Yeah, sure.
So what are the job opportunities do you expect in your program after graduating?
Actually, right now, like if you just notice, like I wouldn't say for startups, but if you start with like big companies, I'm talking about the corporate world now. You always have like opportunities. If you want to go in higher education, you can get like postdoc opportunities or like a researcher faculty. But in corporate, like if you just see like the big companies, they all have like the environmental and sustainability division, and they all have to like work on like even if it is like a software product or a hardware product, it has to be like ESG analyzed. So this field is new, but almost all of the companies are like getting a new division. So I think especially like right now in Japan, like we do have a lot of opportunities. So as for my current plan, I think I would go for a job here in Japan to gain like some good experience in my field in industry.
Okay, yes, that's great. And so we'll take up one last question.
Yeah.
So what is the most interesting aspect of your academic life in Japan here?
I would say my program itself is very interesting. Like every day we do something new, and even like on campus, apart from your like academic life, you have a lot of opportunities. You can be a part of like so many clubs and societies. So for me, in my master's, my 50% of the master's was under COVID. So I had to do it online. So it was like sometimes I felt like I'm homeschooling myself. So when I came here, and there was like so many opportunities available. So it's just like, even if you want to do a PhD, you don't have to just stick to your lab. There are like so many extracurriculars available. You can like follow a passion which you never had a time in school or in undergrad. So yeah, just explore yourself.
Okay, thank you, Anamika. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your experience very thoroughly. So yeah, we can end the University of Tokyo's presentation here.
Thank you very much.
Let me share the agenda slide. So before going to the next university, so like Anamika mentioned, University of Tokyo is one of the most prestigious and selective universities in Japan. So it is considered as world-class platform for research and education, which has been contributing to the human knowledge in partnership with many other global universities. So let's end the Q&A session about the University of Tokyo, and let's proceed with the second university. So next we have Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. It is one of the top leading universities in Japan, and it's also one of those 4 universities to achieve the AACSB accreditation. So from the university, we have Ms. Deepti Singh, who is a representative from India office, and Ms. Joanna, the admission counselor, to provide us more details about the university and the admission process. So I will hand it over to you, Ms. Deepti.
Thank you, Vaishnavi-san. Hello, everyone. This is Deepti. Let me start by sharing my slide first. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
All right. So, hello, everyone. This is Deepti. I represent Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University in India. And in short, it is also known as APU. So the slide that you see right now, this is our campus. It is located in Beppu. But I will start with its establishment first. So this university was established in the year 2000 with the vision of having more and more international students to come to Japan. And it's been almost 22 years since its establishment now. The most unique thing, if I have to tell you about APU, it is that 50% of its student population is international students, and the other 50%, almost 50% here, is Japanese domestic students. And similarly, our faculty also, so to cater to international students who are from 90 different countries on our campus, our faculty also, in ratio, 50% of the professors and faculty, they are international. They come from 21 different countries, and the other 50% is Japanese. So it's a very interesting multicultural mix on our campus. You can see so many different nationalities in every classroom. We also have Indian students on our campus, almost 70 in numbers. And this photo that you see here, this picture is from India Week. So we celebrate, since our campus is so multicultural, we celebrate different countries through organizing multicultural weeks. And this picture was taken little before COVID. You can see there's so many Indians on our campus, and there are others also who are interested in Indian culture probably. So they have joined the cultural activities. All right, so talking about the rankings, APU is ranked 22nd in Japan. There are about 800 universities in Japan, and APU comes 22nd. This is the World University Rankings from the Times. And if we consider only private universities, then APU is ranked 5th out of 640 private universities. This is the map of Japan. If you're familiar with Kyushu Island, that is the southernmost largest island of Japan. And this red dot here, this is APU. The closest city from APU is Fukuoka. And the city, as I mentioned earlier also, where APU is located, it is called Beppu. It's a mid-sized city, I would say, and I think it's perfect for students. There are not too many distractions. It's not as big as Osaka or Tokyo, but at the same time, it has very good infrastructure and everything that a student would require. So we have 3 colleges at APU. There's College of International Management. The degree here is called BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration. So undergraduate courses in Japan are 4-year courses usually, and our management course is also 4 years. This is different from India, so it's better to know this. So we have 4 specializations in College of International Management: accounting and finance, marketing, strategic management and organization, entrepreneurship, and operations management. But when students apply, they do not really have to mention what they want to specialize in. They can choose the specialization much later when they are in second or third year also. At the time of application, you just need to know which college you're applying for, which most of the students, they probably are very clear about. Another fact about our College of International Management is that it is AACSB accredited. Now, this accreditation, what really it means is that this is given out to the best business schools in the world. And only top 5% of the business schools have this accreditation. The other universities which have this accreditation are the likes of Harvard, Stanford, Melbourne, NUS, etc. And because of this accreditation, we have some academic programs which we have tie-ups with other universities which are AACSB, and students can actually go to other countries and study there for a semester or two, maximum of a year. So these programs and these opportunities are also available. This slide basically talks about the business case competitions that we organize on our campus every year. This is especially for management students. So we invite some companies on our campus, and we invite some other universities, students from other universities. They come to our campus and they stay there for a while. And they're given out some business case challenges, and students have to solve them without the, so this is done as a group activity. So here you can see on the screen that, they are making presentations. So it's as practical as it can get. So students who are learning management, you will have an opportunity to, test whatever you're learning in your classroom on these business case competitions. You will have to present your real business case and test your knowledge, whatever you have learned in classrooms, in your books. So you get to practically meet students, professors from different universities, and some corporates on your campus. It's a wonderful opportunity, I think. The other college that we have is College of Asia Pacific Studies. This college, Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Social Sciences. Again, this is also a 4-year course, and here students can specialize in international relations, culture, society, and media, or global economics. Same as management, you do not have to specify what you want to specialize into out of these 3. You can choose that much later after talking to your professors, after meeting your seniors, so you will have enough time to really figure out what you want to specialize in. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that all these courses are available in English, of course, and there is no prerequisite. You need not know any Japanese to join these courses. Japanese is taught as a part of the curriculum, and it is mandatory to study Japanese at least for a year in APU if you are an international student. So first year you will be studying Japanese, and you will also study foundation subjects and all the subjects that you have taken in all the subjects of your college. In 2023, we have also started a new college. It is called Bachelor of Sustainability and Tourism. It's a new college that we have launched. And the theme is very progressive, I believe. Sustainability, it's a catchword. And again, tourism and resource management, these are some of the issues that globally currently we face. And 3-4 years down the line, I think this course is something very progressive. And these graduates from this college will definitely have very bright chances of recruitment. So there are 9 concentrations in this college. As you can see, environmental science, resource management, international development, tourism studies, tourism industry operations, hospitality, regional development, social entrepreneurship. And all of this is done through data science and information system. So another fact about this course is that 50% of this course is out of classroom. So basically, we have identified few companies and students will be working with them. It's project based, so you will be working on projects more than spending your time in the classroom. You would be spending it on coming up with practical solutions along with these companies. I briefly mentioned earlier that international students in Japan, in APU, they have to learn Japanese at least for a year. And and we also have other languages on offer for whoever, if they are interested in other languages, you will have an opportunity to choose those languages also. So there is Chinese, Indonesian, Korean, Spanish, Thai, and Vietnamese. All right. So now talking about the scholarship opportunities at APU, APU offers tuition reduction scholarships. So these scholarships are internal scholarships and they are awarded at the time of enrollment. And these are valid for all 4 years. So when you apply to APU, basically, after reviewing your application and your interview process, we tell you which tuition reduction scholarship you have been awarded. So it can be anything between 30% to 100% tuition reduction. I will take case examples in a while. And then again, we also have some private scholarships. These private scholarships are meant to support students with their living expenses. But the only thing is they are available only after enrollment. They are not available pre-enrollment. So it's very difficult to know whether or not you will receive a particular scholarship. But having said that, there are plenty of scholarships, private scholarships that are available, and most students are able to secure one or more private scholarships. I'll tell you more examples of private scholarships that are available. So here is the tuition fee of APU, 1 year tuition fee. So here, when you see the top line here, this is the tuition fee. I have mentioned the figures in INR also, so that you understand them better. So let's take an example. So it is between, as I said, 30% to 100%. Now, when you apply to APU, you might be awarded, let's say, 65% tuition scholarship. And in that case, your tuition per annum would come to close to 3,14,000 rupees. So this will be your annual tuition fee. And then, of course, there are costs of living, for example, your dormitory fee or your transport, food, etc. And that is approximately 4 lakh rupees. So the total cost of living on APU campus for the first year, let's say, or later on, I believe that living expenses become much easier because of private scholarships. But for understanding purposes, I think you can assume with 65% tuition scholarship, it will be close to 7 lakh INR per annum. There are some additional costs which are associated only with the first year. For example, the admission fee and some insurance amount, which comes close to 3 lakh rupees. But this is payable only in the first year. Second year onwards, this is the amount you will be paying. The total amount you see here is what you would be paying later on. Here are some examples of private scholarships that I just told you about. So there are some private scholarships which help you with your living expenses. So here you can see there are many of them which are listed, but there are many more that the list is not exhaustive at all. So, but I will pick out, let's say, JASO scholarship. So this JASO scholarship is awarded to, it's a fairly common scholarship, and many students are able to secure this when they arrive on campus. And the amount is rupees 32,400 rupees per month. And you can receive it for either 1 year or 6 months. Similarly, there are some scholarships which are available more frequently than others, and they're more common to receive. There is another way of managing your living expenses, being at APU, which is through part-time jobs. So there are enough part-time job opportunities that are available. They can be on campus or off campus. It can be a teaching or, with restaurants, cafes, there are plenty of opportunities, and you can also see to meet your living expenses through these part-time jobs. And I would also like to mention, while you work, of course, it's not just about managing your money that you are learning there, but it also gives you a lot of opportunity to grow as a person, because you could be learning management, time management. You could be learning simple skills while working with other Japanese, and it will also improve your Japanese language skills when you're working with locals and other students. Yeah, so career prospects, many of you must be wondering how, what are the career prospects after studying at APU. So we have a career office. It's dedicatedly, it invites companies and organizations to recruit students from our campus. So they're on-campus recruitments, and there are about 200 plus companies that come to our campus every year. And there are the job placement rate, if I have to tell you, it is about 96%. And, so students, from whatever you have heard, you certainly know that, students who are studying on our campus are sure to know Japanese. They're sure to know different cultures of the world. They're multicultural in their approach, and they have a global perspective. And it is a very unique, I think, skill set to have. So any company that is looking for such a unique skill set, they want bilinguals, they know that they are able to find such a resource in APU. I think that's our strength. And here is a list of some employers who come to our campus regularly. There's Bloomberg, Fujitsu, Google Japan, Hilton, Sony, Nissan, Panasonic, Nissan, and the most, unique thing about Japan is that all these companies that I just mentioned, they are multinational companies. So once you graduate from APU, opportunities for you are, they are just too many, not just in Japan. All these companies are also present in India. So you can be working in any of these companies and many other Japanese companies that are present in India. Or you could be hired abroad also for any of their companies overseas. And many of our graduates have taken that path. They are now employed in other countries also. So I think it's just a way of, bringing more opportunities to yourself. So for students who are interested to apply, this is our application schedule. So for September next year, which is September 2023, we still have one phase of admissions which are pending. So we will open our applications in March. They will be on from March 21st to April 13th, 2023. But usually we have enrollments twice a year. It's in April as well as in September. And you can be in touch with me if you are based in India. So you can be in touch with me regarding the application timelines and process. But in short, this is the process that we follow during applications. So there are two stages to our application. Stage one is that you fill in our online application form. And when you submit that online application, when you submit that online application, there is also an online assessment test. This is stage one. And after you clear stage one, you go to stage two, which is an interview of, it's usually online. And after these two stages, you are notified of your final application result, whether it's a pass or fail or acceptance, whether you receive that acceptance letter. And along with that, you also get to know the scholarship result, the tuition reduction that we just spoke about. You also get to know which tuition reduction you have received. And that is the best part of the application process, because you already know which scholarship you have received. So you can, you can sit with your family, decide your finances, and then take a call whether it makes sense for you to enroll or not. And after that, you are required to pay the admission fee and enrollment fee, of course. I mentioned the assessment test. So basically, our assessment test, it is a combination of 5-minute video interview, Watson-Glaser critical thinking appraisal test, which is about 30 minutes, and a core abilities assessment test, which is again 20 minutes. And all of this constitutes stage 1. And stage 2, as I already mentioned, it's an interview. It's about 20 minutes interview with our panelists. This is all the information I had for the undergraduate courses. And these are my contact details. This is my phone number and my email ID. I will also be leaving it in the chat box. So whoever is interested, you can reach out to me. So we have Ms. Johanna from our admissions office. She takes care of graduate school. I hope everybody has taken down this my number. So I will stop sharing the screen and Ms. Johanna will take over.
Deepti-san, and good evening,
yes,
everyone.
Please, please take over. Yeah.
Yes. So I hope my slides are showing. So my name is Johanna, and I am a graduate admission counselor. So I will just very briefly introduce the master's and doctoral programs available at APU. So I will just go right into it and introduce what kind of programs we have. Before going one by one, important thing is that the graduate school at APU is entirely conducted in English, so no prior Japanese language proficiency is required to apply or to graduate. However, we do offer beginner and intermediate level Japanese courses for graduate students who are interested in learning Japanese. So at APU, we have 2 graduate schools, and the first one is the Graduate School of Management. So, and under this school, we offer one program, which is the Master of Business Administration, or MBA. And it's a double-crowned MBA program, so which means that we have been accredited by both AACSB and also AMBA accreditations. And about the curriculum, the students may choose to obtain a specialization, which are accounting and finance, marketing and management, entrepreneurship, innovation and operation management, and then Japanese management. And it is also possible to graduate without a specialization. And it's a 2-year program. Most students spend 4 semesters studying. However, also an accelerated program, 1.5 years, is available. And at the time of application, it is not necessary to choose a specialization. Specialization is obtained after enrollment. So that was the first graduate program. The other graduate school that we have is the Graduate School of Asia Pacific Studies. And under these schools, we have 2 master's programs, 1 dual degree program, and also a doctoral program. And again, the master's programs are 2-year programs, and the doctoral program is a 3-year program. And the first program here is a Master of Science in Asia Pacific Studies. This program is more focused on humanities and research. So for those who are interested, maybe pursuing a career in academia. And there are 2 divisions under this program, International Relations and Society and Culture. And the applicants must choose a division at the time of application. Then the second program is the Master of Science in International Cooperation Policy. And this is more for students who are interested in learning how to solve global challenges from the point of policies, so global and non-global organizations. And there are 4 divisions under this program: International Public Administration, Sustainability Science, Tourism and Hospitality, and Development Economics. And then we also offer a dual degree program called International Material Flow Management, or shortly IMAP program, which I will be talking a little bit more in the next slide. And then we offer an interdisciplinary doctoral program, PhD in Asia Pacific Studies. And the first step in joining this program is to find a supervisor. So on our graduate admission website, we have a list of doctoral supervisors. And the first step for the prospective applicants is to contact a supervisor. For master's applicant, it is not required to contact a professor in advance. So the IMAP program is a jointly administrated program with university in Germany. And in this program, the student will spend 1 year in Japan at APU studying sustainability science from a more theoretical point of view. And the second year will be spent in Germany. And this program is for anyone who is interested in contributing to sustainability and how to implement sustainability in business, regardless of their field. So Dipti-san already introduced APU in numbers. So let's just have a quick look. How does the graduate school of APU kind of fit into this picture? So, so at APU, the number of students is a bit over 5,500. And half of the students are Japanese and half are international. Within this, the number of graduate students is 244 currently. Average age is 31. So we have graduate students from early 20s all the way to 40s. And currently, the student body is almost entirely international. And the number of countries and regions represented by the students is 71. So it's a very diverse group of graduate students. The faculty are 50% international, 50% Japanese, and the majority of the faculty has graduated from an overseas university. After APU graduate school, our students go to work either in Japan, maybe back to their home countries, or even a third country. And recently, around a third of our graduates stay and find employment in Japan. So a quick look on the eligibility requirements. So who can apply to APU's graduate school? So depending on the program, there are either 2 or 3 main requirements. And the first one is to have a bachelor's degree for the master's program or a master's degree for the PhD program. And no worries if you still have not graduated, as long as you will be completing your degree by the time of intended enrollment, you can still apply. And the second requirement is an English language proficiency. So this depends on the applicant's educational background. Most of the students must submit an English test score. However, if you have already completed a degree in English, then this is not required. And then for the MBA program, there is a working experience requirement. So all MBA applicants must have at least 3 years of full-time working experience at the time of the studies start at APU. And the application process is entirely online. There are 3 main steps, which are filling out an online application form and including digital copies of the main application documents, which are listed here. Then the second one is paying the application fee. And the third one is an online assessment and interview. Like the undergraduate program, also our graduate program offer both April and September enrollment. The April 2023 enrollment for overseas applicants has closed. However, the September is open until next year, March 29. And let's have a look at the scholarships. So in our graduate school, we offer the APU Tuition Reduction Scholarship, which covers a certain percentage of the tuition. And this is applied at the time of application. And the results will be announced together with the admission results. In addition, there are also external scholarships available for applicants at the time of application. For example, the Japanese government scholarship, MEXT, and then also Asian Development Bank scholarship for the Graduate School of Asia Pacific Studies programs. And over 90%, 94% of our graduate students have received some kind of scholarship that covers either entire or part of the tuition. And of course, after enrollment, there are scholarships that are mostly help students with living expenses. About housing, we offer guaranteed housing for all of our graduate students downtown. It's around 30-40 minutes bus ride from campus. The rooms at the graduate housing are single rooms, and the students are also completely free to look for their own private accommodation. And APU, we have various social media platforms. We have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, also LinkedIn. And in these accounts, there are campus tours, student spotlights, alumni interviews. So this was the graduate programs at APU. We have 2 admissions websites, so one for the undergraduate and one for the graduate programs. And all this information can be found on this website. However, if you don't find the information you're looking for, you are more than welcome to contact directly us at APU. So thank you very much for your attention, and that is all from me.
Thank you, Ms. Deepti and Ms. Jana, for giving a very insightful presentation. And when we look at I like the fact that there are so many who have focused it on the scholarships, like what are the range of scholarships available and the amount of scholarships. So can you please let us know, like, how many students on an average from India, how many students do they receive the scholarship every year?
For the graduate students in India, it is very high, so it's over 90%. So there are definitely good chances. However, it is recommended to apply as many scholarships as possible at the time of application, because first of all, most of the scholarships are available at this time.
Yes, okay, great, thank you. So should the students separately apply for the scholarships, or they are automatically eligible for the scholarships which are being offered in APU?
So it depends on the scholarship. The tuition reduction scholarship, everybody is available to apply for that one. So it's eligible for everyone. Depending on the external scholarships like the MEXT or the Asian Development Bank, those scholarships may have some additional eligibility requirements, such as working experience requirement, GPA requirement, or age requirement. So usually must check every scholarship.
Okay, thank you for answering that. And there is a question about the admission process. So can a student, if he wants to join in April 2023, so can they start applying for the admissions?
For undergraduate or for graduate?
They did not mention, but maybe you can answer both if it's okay.
Sure. So for undergraduate, we have a very small window. No, it's over for both graduate schools and as well as for undergraduate for April.
Okay. Yes, so mostly the universities in Japan, the admission process starts like 1 year ahead of the time you graduate. So it's advisable for the students to start it way before you graduate. So I think you have covered all the aspects of the APU in the presentation. So thank you for that. And I think we can end our Q&A session here. And let's proceed with the next university. Thank you once again for joining us today. So next we have Shimane University. Shimane University is located in the Shimane Prefecture. So the university provides the main salient feature of the university is that it provides job hunting support for international students, which caters to very diverse job opportunity preferences. And also it works with the universities which are deeply involved with SDGs, and it also trying to solve the issues in Japan and globally. So the university is a comprehensive institution, and it can meet the diverse research needs of the international students. So to give a brief overview about the university admission process, I invite Dr. Hemant, the assistant professor in the Department of Life Sciences, to guide us through the admission process.
Yes, thank you very much for the kind introduction. Yeah, can I start sharing my screen? It says to, oh, yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Professor.
And yes, thank you very much for the kind introduction. So I am Hemant, and I'm an assistant professor in Faculty of Life and Environmental Sciences. Technically, I'm in Department of Life Sciences. And I have seen several questions, and it's also very interesting. I'll answer some of them. But today, what I'll be talking about is my university in general, which is Shimane University. We are a national university, which is equivalent to Central University in India. So today I'm not going to really talk so much about my research. We are actually scheduling some presentation sometime soon. So I'll come back and probably introduce my research personally later. But today, let me just give you a brief outline of my university, where we are located and so on. And very specifically, I'll talk about what kind of programs we have and that are suitable for international students, and how to get admitted and what kind of life it would be. And before that, let me also introduce myself, because many of the students, I just wanted to give you my background so that students can understand that, I have been, one of you guys where I have had all these questions myself. Just to put it into perspective, actually, I am, of course, from India. I am from Chennai, and I actually did my bachelor course in Hyderabad. And then I did my master's in BHU Varanasi. In fact, the first speaker today, I was a little bit kind of happy to see that one of my kind of juniors, perhaps, Ms. Anamika, is from Institute of Science, BHU. I am also from that institute, that's my alma mater. And I did my PhD in Taiwan. So it's a very typical case, but anyways, I did my PhD in postdoc in Taiwan, and then I started working in Japan. So I cannot probably, of course, from my observation, I'm going to talk about student life in Japan, but I have not been a student here. But in general, I can give you kind of what you can expect. And anyways, I moved to Japan as an assistant professor, and in fact, for a couple of years, I was also trying to help the management as a research administrator, having a concurrent position in the management. So, keeping all these things in mind, I hope students can really understand where we are at the moment. But anyways, my personal research interest is on biomedical spectroscopy combined with data science. So there were many questions, and so please read some of my research papers. And if you're interested, of course, you're welcome to contact me for both master's and PhD positions. That I'll also discuss later. My primary area is on spectroscopy. We use primarily Raman microscopy and microspectroscopy, where we measure lots of different kinds of biomedical samples, cells, tissues, body fluids like urine, saliva, blood, and so on. And then we get molecular information, and then we use AI, especially to make models where we can do, prediction models. So this is a very, very simplistic way of explaining, in a minute. But the main point for this slide is that I have lived in different parts of India. I've also been, foreign student in other countries. So I kind of, understand what may be actually, what kind of questions you may have in mind. So as far as the Raman Project Center itself, it was established in 2014 by this professor, Professor Yamamoto, and we have all these various biological and medical applications. And we are also, of course, internationally collaborating with many universities and institutes across the world. This is purely about the research part. For those who may be interested in biomedical applications and with AI and ML. So the background could be very open because I am in Department of Life Sciences, but we are developing our own microscopes and Raman machines and so on. So if you are coming from say engineering background, want to be developing such new methodologies or new modalities, of course that is possible. And also people coming from very different backgrounds, basic sciences, it could be chemistry or physics or biology, can also of course enter master's or PhD course in our laboratory. And yeah, this is just because I just wanted to answer those questions. I said I'll answer them live. So I think whether you're coming from chemistry background or biology background or engineering background, if you're interested in any of these areas, you can always contact me, and I'll also introduce some other colleagues who are doing working together. Well, let's come back to discuss about Shimane University in general. Where is Shimane University? That's a big question. Okay, many of you are always thinking about big cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, and so on. We are in a very kind of in a rural setting. In fact, this is Shimane, and Shimane is a state or prefecture, as we call it in Japan. And we are far from Tokyo, of course, and Osaka is here, Kyoto is here. And anyways, we are about 1.5 hours by flight, and also about 3 to 4 hours by road from Osaka. And well, as you see, this is Shimane. We have a very long coastline, in fact. So this is one of the major kind of points also to think about the local regional economy is also very heavily dependent on this kind of coastline, right? Coastal economy. And we also have large lakes and all around this place. For example, this is a large lake, and there's another lake which is going to combine with the ocean, the Japan Sea. So anyways, the point is Matsue. Matsue is the capital of this state, and we are located here. In fact, we have 2 campuses. I'll come to that in a bit. But what is so important, or what is so special about this place? Well, the whole state is only about 7 lakh people. It's very dense, not dense, I mean, least densely populated state. In fact, second least populated state in Japan. However, so we'll have much larger comfortable living, in fact, and much cheaper in terms of living costs and so on, because we just have more land. But however, this is also considered to be some kind of a cultural capital. Of course, many people think of Kyoto at the moment, but there are many things in the history to understand where some of the very ancient Japanese kind of originated in this region, especially in Izumo. So, well, in addition to that, we have several very important places. We have 2 UNESCO global sites there, and we have national treasures, several national treasures, and in fact we have all over Japan, wherever you go, you'll find gardens. So there's nothing special about generally, when we speak about gardens. But in fact, #1 garden in the whole of Japan for the last 15 years being rated is actually here in Shimane, called Adachi Garden. And we have very special, very important national treasures, which is one of the second most important shrines in Japan. So this is just to give you the cultural setting and the area, and this is a very kind of rural setting where we are very having a very peaceful environment to study and do research. Well, where are we located? Well, this is Shimane, but we have 2 campuses. One is Matsue campus. Matsue campus is the main campus where all the faculties are there except for medicine. And we, of course, the comprehensive university. So we also have a medical hospital and university. Faculty of Medicine is actually in Izumo here. So that gives kind of a holistic view of what we have. And generally, we have a very good close relationship with India in general. And this is the president of our university, and this is the previous Indian ambassador to Japan visiting us. And in fact, we have a Raman Center, which I will also briefly explain later. I think I did explain just a bit. So we introduced the Raman Project Center to His Excellency several times. In fact, it's just one example I'm just showing. And we have had several, probably I did not have enough time, I couldn't include some of the pictures. We have had several delegations visit us, at the high level to promote this Raman spectroscopic facility in Shimane University. It's one of the kind. So that is one of the reasons. And we have very strong exchanges between several of the universities in India, and Japanese students and Indian students have joined programs once in a few years, in fact, to do some kind of summer schools or winter schools in Shimane. Well, we generally speaking, we welcome Indian students. There is no doubt about it. In fact, not only about at the higher level, at the institutional level, we have very close collaborations, not only for central universities but also state universities in India, especially Cochin. In Kerala, because I said at the outset that we are a coastal region, and the economy is also based on coastal economy. So in fact, it is very similar to Kerala. So that is why we have sister city agreements between Kerala and several cities here. It is about the region itself, just to have some kind of image in mind. So we introduce cricket, we introduce Kalaripat, we introduce Bharatanatyam, and so on. All these things actually happen. And in fact, we have opened a language center, Japanese language center at the Joint Center. We sent a professor of Japanese language to Cochin University, stationed there, and just before COVID, because of COVID, she had to come back. But so we have the Joint Center for Japanese Languages also to promote not only the language, but also good relations between our institutions. So such is the close relationship we have with India in general. And but not only India, I understand that this seminar or this webinar is being attended by many South Asian students in general. So to just put it in perspective, we also have lots of students. In fact, many more students from these countries than India at the moment, to be honest. We have more Sri Lankan, Bangladeshi, and Nepali students. And in fact, we have alumni associations in Sri Lanka, Shimane University alumni associations in Bangladesh and Nepal as well. So we have already much more presence from these countries compared to India, in fact. So please, it's not only for Indian students, of course, all South Asian students are welcome who are here today. And as as it was introduced, one of the major pillars, in fact, recently we made it kind of very important. We kind of incorporated SDGs into the management strategy, so that we have to, unlike large universities like Tokyo or other universities, we are of course a central university. We have the responsibility to think about the region as well and how to support the regional activities. And in that perspective, SDGs have, are really important. And keeping those in mind, we have established several centers, which I'll also show in a moment. But two of them I'm going to highlight here. One is Next Generation Tatara Co-Creation Center, where there is a very rich history of steel making, iron making in this region. In fact, it's one of the oldest methods of making swords or making steel, in fact, generally speaking. And also creating lots of metal material are very special in this region. We have lots of many small-scale industries which actually make many aero parts, for example, gears and lots of different things around this region. So that is being specially kind of supported in terms of research and development through this center, that is Next Generation Tatara Co-Creation Center. And also, as I said again, because of the estuarine environment where we have large lakes, and they are they are considered as estuaries where lakes connect to oceans, larger bodies. And that gives a very unique environment, even kind of a salty lakes. Usually lakes are not salty, but because a certain region is connecting to the ocean, there is certain region where there's, it's called estuary, and the ecosystem is completely different. And we have a very, in fact, it's very unique because this is the only research center on estuaries, in Japan. Well, we have several other project centers that are very focused on certain very high kind of tech areas. And in fact, we are here, Raman Project Center. We are aiming at medical and biological applications. So that is the question, that is the answer that I would like to give to somebody who asked about biomedical AI. So, well, you can consider this project center. Anyways, if I hope you find some, and you can just go Google them and then find out some people who are there, and if you're interested in any of these, you can directly write to them. I think that is also another very major question everybody has, like how do I contact? How do I contact? I mean, that is it's very unlike in India, where we usually apply for the university, not contact professors. But in this case, if you're going to a master course, also you have to contact the professor. So that means it's a research-based course. When it's a research-based course, you are supposed to be already having some kind of interest of what you want to do. And if you have that interest, that means you must have read some papers, you must have read, heard somebody from somebody about certain person who is doing certain research. So this is usually what, as a professor, I expect when some student writes to me. So, well, you just have to first find out what you really like to do, and then probably read some papers, Google them, you'll find them, and automatically you will find people who are in your area of interest, and there will be email IDs, even research papers. Or you can go to the university website and find their contact details and just write an email. Well, I think I'm just mixing up a lot of things, and I'm also trying to answer some of the questions. But let's come back to what Shimane University offers. I want to really stick to undergraduate and graduate schools. And what in the case of undergraduate programs, we do have bilingual programs. The general program is, of course, anybody can apply. All international students are welcome. However, we need very high Japanese language requirement, at least N2 or above. So if you already have such language skills, you are, of course, welcome to apply for regular program. But if you are not that high, having that high level of Japanese language, and you still want to enter undergraduate courses, for example, say bilingual programs, where to begin with, we only need about N4 or above. So that is enough for you to enter the course. I'll also explain the structure a little bit later. And the other part of it is the graduate school, where we can do master's or PhD program, and you do not require any Japanese language at all. Of course, to live, it's up to you to learn, and so that your life will become comfortable. But at least it's not mandatory for your admission or your graduation. So you can do everything in English. You take courses in English. You write thesis in English. You conduct research. Of course, you're going to talk to your professors in English. I think it should not be a problem at all. Well, in the case of undergraduate program, we have Faculty of Law and Literature, Education, Human Sciences, of course, Science and Engineering, Life and Environmental Sciences. This is where I belong. And in the other campus, we have medicine. So these are very, very large general structures, of the faculties. But within the faculty, there are several departments. You may suddenly ask, like, where is science? Where is physics? Where is chemistry, and so on? So it will come under one of these. For example, in the case of life sciences and environmental sciences, there are life sciences, departments. So similarly, if you want to look at, because natural sciences come under Faculty of Science, so you can, if you're coming from background, chemistry or physics background or something, you probably find those courses in this faculty. So anyways, the faculty structure is a very, very broad structure. And I think I'll only focus on the bilingual course of the undergraduate program, because that is probably more I think, more suitable for people who are just starting with Japanese languages, language studies. So we have mechanical, electrical, electronic engineering, all these sort of, IT, data science, physics and material science. So all these kind of courses can be done in a bilingual mode, if it's chemistry, earth sciences, mathematics, or architectural design as well. And what is the actual requirement? So you can also, access this website, and you can find out more details about it. It's of course given in English. You do not have to worry about it. But just to give you very brief about the sample curriculum, so how much, when I say bilingual, how much is English, how much is Japanese? I think that's the immediate question everybody has on their mind. So to begin with, you do not really need so much Japanese, because you'll probably be taking a lot of common courses. Common courses can be taken in English. Very basic courses also, in fact, in science and engineering, can be taken in English completely. However, there are some general courses, general education courses, or some other kind of arts related, where it's a mandatory courses, and some of them will require definitely some Japanese. But if you at least have N4 in the first, second year, it should not be a problem. You should be able to actually still, comfortably get the credit. You can do that. And as you go along, third and fourth years and so on, we have more specialized courses. Well, that, because that will be directly attached to regular courses that exist already. So that means that you definitely have to study Japanese after coming here. If not, of course, to enter N4 is sufficient, but if you really want to make the best out of the coursework, of course, it's better for you to study more Japanese in the first and second years, and you're probably very much ready to accept regular courses in third and fourth year. And that is my image of it. And I am part of the program, so that's what I am telling all the other colleagues as well. So, in general, whatever you have to write in terms of reports or exams, and all those can be English. Even if you attend the courses in Japanese, for example, for third year, fourth years, you can still write in English. You do not have to really still write in Japanese. So, most of you have this kind. I think you have this kind of question that, oh, even if I study Japanese, I'm never going to really go and write an exam in English. Japanese. That couldn't be impossible. Well, we do understand that, and you do not have to worry about it. But however, as I said, to make the best use of it, of the course and coursework, you must at least develop a good listening skill. Well, what kind of requirements do we need? Just as I said, to enter the program, we need N4 minimum, or anything higher, of course, welcome. And as far as English proficiency, either TOEFL or IELTS, anything is accepted. And I think I have also seen some kind of question whether there is exemption if you have studied your bachelor's in English and so on. All those possibilities are there. It depends on the program, it depends on the admissions office, and also it depends on how much you can actually establish your proficiency. It's not just about saying, okay, I've done my bachelor's in English, but you may be asked to attend an interview, and we may have to probably even check your writing skills and so on. Then, well, you may be exempted. But well, it's not blanket exemption. Well, coming to graduate courses, we have again in Matsya campus, we have teacher education, human and social sciences, natural science and technology, or of course medicine. But again, if you want to get into say medical course, right? Medicine in terms of masters, not as in like MD or professional courses as in MBBS or something. But if you are, there are in medicine, in the Faculty of Medicine also, we have clinical microbiology and courses like that. That, of course, you can still apply with only English. That is absolutely fine. And for natural science and technology, of course, you're welcome. And I think teacher education may be difficult because honestly, I think this is not suitable. I mean, this is my opinion, but you can, of course, check the website. I do not have detailed information about teacher education courses. But others, you can apply with only English. Well, yeah. So the master's program, well, I'm only talking about natural science and technology because I am from this and I can, give you proper information. So if you are coming from any of these backgrounds, for example, if you want to study chemistry, earth science, or engineering, any of the engineering, mechanical, electrical, electronic, and all these things are possible. It's just that we call it generally as science and engineering or science of environmental sciences and so on, and agricultural sciences, for example. If you are coming from bachelor's in agriculture, that's of course possible. Environmental studies, life sciences, all these things are possible. Just that naming is different, wording is different, so you just not expect there is no chemistry faculty or physics faculty. All of them are there, but just under different larger framework. And for doctoral programs, again, more or less all of them, as long as it is not humanities or social sciences, we do not have PhD programs for humanities and social sciences. However, for natural sciences and engineering, right, and technology, you can do absolutely with any background. You can find professors working in those areas. And also one personal suggestion I have for students who are looking for master's or PhD programs is that you do not really have to even think about what kind of department you're going to enter, because it really is not relevant, except for the fact that you must, of course, get some credits, do some coursework, whether you can take some coursework in that department to get your credits. That's definitely important. That is the only reason you should think about the department or faculty. Other than that, because this is primarily research-based courses, both masters and PhDs, right? So it's completely dependent on what kind of work you do, and depends on which lab or laboratory you actually be a part of. So I would suggest you just think about what you want to do in terms of research, and whether the professor there is a match with the interest. And of course, please discuss in advance with the professors whether what you really want to do is possible. And if it's not possible, of course, you'll find out alternative schemes and so on. But ultimately, it depends on the laboratory, not so much about the department itself. And well, how to get admitted? Well, we have, anyways, let me also give you all the briefs. In terms of undergraduate programs, so there are several requirements. So you have to, of course, get EJU. I think, is it time?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'm going to finish.
Thank you.
I think I'm too slow. I'm sorry for that. Anyways, we have to you have to get EJU, and technically April 2023. I said this is open. This is a little bit old slide a few months ago. So right now it's almost closed. So it's not possible for April 2023. But you can look for October 2023 and so on, and thereafter. So I think because you have more time, you can always come back to us and we'll get more detailed information about the enrollments. In terms of graduate programs, usually by November you have to submit your application, which is already due now. It's over. So April 2023, it's not possible either for master's or PhD. But for October 2023, you can definitely apply for admission. You have enough time from now. But of course, it's better to start early because you have to contact a professor, and then you have to prepare a field of study and research plan and so on. That will take several months, and it's not an easy task. So I would rather suggest you to start early for October 2023 enrollments. And the tuition fee, because we are a national university, it's kind of subsidized, of course. So there's one-time admission fee, which is about 1.65 lakh, and per year tuition fee is 3.1 lakh. But most of the students, almost 80-90% of the students, get tuition waiver. Either mostly 100% or sometimes 50%, but this can be more or less, waived in the master's and PhD program. Honestly speaking, all my students are 100% tuition waiver, and the admission fee one time you must pay. And yes, then there are lots and lots of different scholarships. Perhaps students who are interested, this is also recorded. I'm not sure whether it's going to be available later, but you can just take a screenshot of this. If you want, there are lots and lots of scholarships, both from the government, but also from private entities. And it also all depends on your student profile. If you have a very good profile, I'm sure, you will definitely find some of the other scholarships. And we support, extensively in job hunting. And of course, we have free Japanese language courses. We provide dormitories. We provide tutor and buddy systems. All sorts of things we do to promote and, friendships between the Japanese. We don't want to isolate, international students from the local students. We want to make them together as much as possible. So we do all sorts of, promotion activities, joint activities. So, anyways, it's this again. If you have already good Japanese language skills, you can find even better scholarship. That's again another opportunity. And we, as I said, we can study Japanese at various levels. Whatever your level is, it's all free. We can get good classes, and we'll have also very easy to make friends because we in an organizational setup we create certain programs where you are supposed to be meeting other Japanese students and making friends, and so that your life becomes easy when you are here. As I said, we also have a dormitory and several different kinds of dormitories possible, and it's much affordable, I think, compared to large cities. And even if you try to live by yourself outside, the minimum of say 15,000 yen, which is about hardly about 9,000 rupees or something per month, or 10,000 rupees say per month for your room. I think you can still find some, or about 15,000 rupees as well. And there is full comprehensive support for part-time jobs and all sorts of things, right? I mean, if what happens, if you fall sick, what happens if you happen to get involved in an accident, what all sorts of things. Anyway, university has a proper kind of setup for supporting all these things. And of course, field trips, you'll enjoy lots of snow. It snows here, so you'll also have some ski tours and also go to rural mountain areas and so on. The key takeaways are simple. We are student friendly. We, I think, personally have an excellent environment for education and research. Also, support is available, and depending on your interest, you can find programs. And I'm sure it's definitely affordable, even probably sometimes cheaper than education in India. And because the application procedure is simple, I hope some of you can find good, laboratories for your higher education. And if you have any questions, you can also, of course, contact our office, and they'll be very happy to give you more information. And I think I took a few more minutes than expected, but I'll be very happy to take any more questions if you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for sharing the presentation and your experience of becoming an assistant professor here. We can quickly take one question from the Q&A portal.
Yes, please.
I think most of them are very general questions, like are there any medicine AI PhD positions in Shimane University?
Yes. So medicine AI, at least I can talk about my research itself, because it really depends. I cannot really comment on that without knowing the background of the student, because in my own laboratory it's possible, in fact. But it depends on what kind of image they have about medicine AI. I mean, they're just coming with some keywords. But the point is, as I said, we have it's not just only data, or it's only even if it's we have to get the data. So that means we have to do some experiments, and we have to, of course, do modeling. And this is a very holistic way of looking at it. And depending on the background of the student, we'll be able to design a project. And well, that's how it goes.
Yes, thank you, Professor. Thank you for joining us today and sharing the details about Shimane University. I'm sure students are motivated to join it. So let's wrap up with the Shimane University, and let's proceed with the next university. I'll share my agenda slide now. So next we have Tohoku University. Tohoku University is also one of the 3 national universities of Japan. To provide us more details about the admission process, we have Professor Ying Shen from the Graduate School of Engineering and Professor Yumiko Watanabe, a specially appointed professor at the university. So let's listen to what they have got for the Tohoku University. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the introduction. May I start it to share a window now?
I'm sorry, Professor.
May I start it to share the screen now?
Yes, please do.
Okay. At that moment, I have to check. I will. Is everything okay? Can you hear me normally? And
yes, Professor, it's perfect.
Mode normally. Okay. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. It is Ying Chen from Sentai, Japan. Thank you so much for attending this seminar. Also, thank you very much for the organizer to give this chance. I'm very glad to take this opportunity to introduce our English degree program together with Professor Watanabe. She's here. And I would like most emphasize in the engineer degree program. So now let's start. Firstly, I want to show the city of Sentai. Where is our university located? So this is the center, the city view from one of our campus at a small mountain. So you see it is a city with a lush green, and Sentai is the so-called city of trees. Sentai is in the north part of Japan, and it takes 1.5 hours by the express train from Tokyo. So it is convenient, transparent. And here is a very old picture. And actually, it's near 100 years. So it is a picture taken when Albert Einstein visited Tohoku University about 100 years ago. And at that time, he said Sentai is the most suitable city for academic research. So after 100 years, we still feel so. Here is to show you our 4 campuses. And it is very convenient access for each of the campus, accessed by subway within 10 minutes from the city of center of city, Sentai City. So it is very convenient for students. Well, I'd like to introduce the university. So Tohoku University, it is established as the 3rd Imperial University. We just celebrated the 115th anniversary this year. The university is a comprehensive university. So we have 10 faculty for it is undergraduates, and we have 15 graduate schools and 3 professional graduate schools and 6 research institutes. Here is to show the scale of the university. We have a total student of 80,000 students. And this is the number of faculty. It is 3,150. So these numbers lead to one ratio of 1:6. So this is average numbers for one faculty members. Take care. How many students? This is very small number. So it is means the student can receive the better care. So this is also the same number as the MIT. Tohoku University have keep the high level of education and researches over this long history and follow the university principle. So we have three principles: research first, and open door, and practice oriented research and education. And also university have been selected by the government in the 2017 as the one of the three designated national university in Japan. So this is the basic information for university. Here I want to introduce some ranking information. It is a several ranking, and the first ranking is Times Higher Education Japanese Universities ranking this year. So Tohoku University in the first rank, and this is our third times ranking in the first of this ranking. And the second ranking is the Japan Domestic Survey. It is voted by the Japanese high school teachers for the basic university. They want to recommend it to the students. So since the starting of this survey, Tohoku University have been in the first rank of overall evaluation, except only once second, all the first rank. And third part ranking is to show some QS World ranking of this year's information. They give the overall ranking of universities and several fields of our strong field, such as material science, physics, and mechanical aerospace engineering. So basic information. And the Tohoku University's professors just follow the university's philosophies of research first and practice oriented research and education. They have been working and doing research for both science and application. So we are very proud of all of these professors. Their research and their inventions lead to some key technologies which even influence our nowadays life now. So this is the Koichi Tanaka. He is the Nobel Chemistry Laureate of 2002, and he received the chemistry prize, but he is a graduate from School of Engineer. And Professor Nishizawa, he did the bigger contributions to the optical fiber communication, and this has become the key technology of nowadays IT. And everyone knows the USB flash memory. Actually, this is invented by our professors, Professor Masaoka. And also the old inventions, the antenna, and very famous historic materials of steel and magnetic materials, and also very famous perpendicular magnetic recording materials, all invented by Tohoku University, and especially School of Engineer professors. Okay, and Tohoku University open to the diverse talents from all over the world. Now we have the more than 1,000 international students study on campus, so it's created multicultural and the global learning atmosphere. So this is some statistics of students from districts from all over the world. And this part is from the South Asia, not so much, it's like this. So welcome more students from this area. To make the globalization of education, Tohoku University started the full English medium program since 2011. And this whole program is called the Future Global Leadership Program, FGL program. It's included both graduate school program and undergraduate program. For the graduate school program, we have 21 now offered fully in the English. So all the information is can be got from this link. And we have 3 undergrad bachelor courses and also in English. And these 3 courses are here. One is Advanced Molecular Chemistry by the School of Science. One is International Mechanical Aerospace Engineering by School of Engineer. I'm working for this program. And another is Applied Marine Biology by the Agriculture School of Agriculture. So since I'm working for the engineer schools, I want to mention more about this program, IMAC, so International Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. Firstly, very brief introduction to the School of Engineer. This is the School of Engineer. We're in a campus called Aobayama campus. The meaning is the Aobayama means green leaf mountain. So you see the picture, just like the picture. This is our School of Engineer. Our division of mechanical engineer at this corner. And actually, I'm just here at my office inside this building. So School of Engineer is the largest organization of the school, and it takes all the 1/3 of a university, from the number of students to the faculty numbers, and for almost everything. And the School of Engineer have 26 departments, and they separated into 5 divisions. One is the Mechanical Aerospace Engineer division, and this international course is running by Mechanical and Aerospace Engineer division. So I go to focus introduction of this course, IMAC. We have 2 IMAC, and one is IMAC U. It is for the undergraduates. It's included all of this department, and we have more than 100 laboratories covered the wide range of research engineer field. And for the IMAC G, it is for the graduates, and it's included 4 departments, and also have same laboratories. And I especially want to mention, since I saw some questions asked about the scholarship, inside this IMAC G, they have one program called the RECITA. This RECITA program provided the very high possibilities and strong the government scholarship. So to study to apply the graduate school, please study to find the professors who can accept you firstly. So this is important information. Here I show just the 4-year curriculum for the undergraduate program of IMAC U. And it is the first year for liberty arts and basic science, and second year is the basic specialized subjects, and studied the team-based project. And at the end of the second year, students were assigned to one of the laboratories from the 100 laboratories. And from the third year, they started to study the specialized subjects. And for the whole third year, they do the graduation research. And since we have also the graduate program, IMAC G, it looks like the students are possible to progress to the IMAC G after finish IMAC U. So this is IMAC G included the master course and doctor course. So this is the program. And here is also one moment for the student, the graduate ceremony. So this is our second generation graduate for international students. It's several ones about, and all the professors celebrated with the graduation together. And here further, I want to give some information you'll be interested in about the career paths of our IMAC graduates so far. So here it shows the situation of IMAC U bachelor graduate students, and it is master course student graduates and doctor students. For the bachelor graduates, 1/2 of students continues to the graduate school of IMAC, and another 20% went to other graduate schools of other universities or the universities overseas. And this one, about 1/4, went back to the countries and studied to the other area. And for the case of master degree graduates, in our cases, especially our students from the IMAC U to IMAC E masters, and 30% of them are employed by Japanese company, and all their work in the leading Japanese companies like listed here, Toyota, Denso, Hitachi, so on and so forth, and some very famous company overseas like the IBM, Facebook, and etc. And for the PhD graduates, a large part of started to do the postdoc and assistant in the academic field. Okay, so this is a very short movies to show the research field of our mechanical and aerospace engineer.
The Tohoku University Division of Mechanical Engineering strives to realize a more comfortable and safe society. Students from all over the world are developing cutting-edge research with our internationally famous professors and their fellow students while receiving a high-level education in mechanical engineering, material engineering, space technology, robotics, and bioengineering. The Division of Mechanical Engineering covers a wide range of research, from the nano-level substance control to the development of space technology. Living organisms and medical treatment are also among our research targets. Simulation technology using multiphysics computational science is the fundamentals of material technology. With this knowledge, we can control friction phenomenon at the molecular level that affects the durability and dependability of machines. Nanoscale manufacturing not only maximizes the features of a material, but also gives the material a new function. The micro-nano devices created in our mechanical engineering division are generating the seeds for new industries related to medical treatment. We also pursue the realization of new, environmentally friendly energy systems. Fuel cells made from ceramics that operate at high temperatures are one key example. We study aerodynamics, aiming for new frontiers in aerospace technology. We are developing technology for space exploration, from the Mars spaceships to robotics for extreme and uncertain environments. We have already developed robots that have assisted in disaster-stricken areas. Mechanical engineering can advance the methods to realize comfortable lives. Here at the Division of Mechanical Engineering, you will find people you can share your dream with.
Okay, so this is just a short movie. So if you want more information, you can come to our website. This is our website to have all the detailed information about each lab. So you can go to here. We have online open campus. It is open all the year, so you can access anytime. And they have laboratories movie. The interface look like this. So each laboratory have their one page. They have a movie and they have a poster, and also have an introduction of a professor. So you got all of the information you need from this page. Then I would like to introduce the information about admission. So for the admission of undergraduate course, you can have all the information from our IMAC homepage. But for the real application process, everything is thrown the FGL3 courses application together. So you can get the information from here. And more details, for the enrollment of next October, the application already will start soon. And from the beginning of next January, so the deadline of this 18th of January. And after the first screen of based on the documents, they had the second stage examinations for the people to pass the first screen, and the online examination would be 1 day in the week of the beginning of March. So you got also more information details by yourself later. And you can have these addresses and you read it yourself. And here is to show the rough information about cost for study in Tohoku University. And this part is to show tuition and the fee. So the admission fee and tuition fee each year, and this giving the living cost. So totally for 1 year, the first year, it is in this amount. in the Japanese yen, and it's converted to US dollar. Maybe nowadays it's more, it's somehow different, but it's you can have the impression is study in Japan is much just 1/3 or maybe 1/4 expense as studied in United States universities. And also we offered very strong scholarship supporting. So we will have several excellent students to receive the government's scholarship. And for almost all the students who passed the examination admitted, they can receive the President Fellowship scholarship. This is covered all the tuition fee of entrance fees. So, and also have other kind of scholarship possibility. Okay, this is just a very brief information. For more detailed information, please visit our website. Thank you very much for your attention. We would like to answer questions. Thank you very much. It's okay.
Yes, Professor. Thank you so much for clearly, detailing explaining about the university in such a short span of time. Thank you. We can look at a few questions from the Q&A portal. Most of the questions are already answered. So, yes, so maybe we can talk about the scholarships available in Tohoku University. So, other than MEC scholarship, which covers the 100% of the tuition fees and the transportation expenses, are there any 100% fully funded scholarships from the Tohoku University?
Yes, President, you are talking about President Fellowship. That's unique fellowship money from Tohoku University.
Okay.
And as far as you know, I understand for the undergraduate program course students, almost this acceptance rate is almost 100%. But the graduate course student, it is a little bit more competitive.
Yes, that's right. Especially in very prominent universities like the Tohoku University, which are national universities, so the acceptance rate is quite low. But it's possible that students can easily get fully funded or at least partially funded scholarships. So you can target them. And also, are there any opportunities for students to start to pursue medicine courses in Tohoku University?
There is no, medical course in English, to be a medical doctor. To be a medical doctor, they need to apply for the study in Japanese. Mm-hmm. However, there are the graduate courses that students can study the medical related field, including big data things, and also life science or neuroscience as a researcher.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much for answering them. So almost all the questions are answered in the chat box in the Q&A portal. So I think we are good for now.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Vaishnavi, there is somebody who is raising their hand. So I'm not sure.
Yes, Professor, but usually attendees are not
okay. Yes,
not have the option to speak. So if in case you have any questions, so if attendees have any questions, they can post them in the Q&A portal, so we can still take up some questions. I see that especially Manisha and Sumit Kumar, you can, if you have any questions, please post them in the Q&A portal. We will take up this.
Yeah, somebody asked, admission start for 2024.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and apply for the undergraduate program. If you are interested in engineering, chemistry, or marine biology, certainly, Tohoku University offer those courses. That application, period will start 2023 January. Okay, that's for the accepts. you are talking about 2024.
Next year.
Next year. Yeah, that one is application period will start January again, 2024.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Professor, for answering them. So I think we can end the Tohoku University's presentation here. Thank you for joining us today and sharing the details.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Let me share the agenda slide. So we have reached the end of the presentations today. So we could not take up all the questions, and universities were also not able to provide all the details because of very limited time. So in case you have more queries, so please try to reach out to them through the links mentioned in the chat box. And also for more information about the universities and the upcoming webinars from the University of Tokyo India office, you can scan the QR code from the next slide, and from this you can register for the upcoming webinars as well. So I thank you. I thank once again for joining us in today's webinar, especially the panelists from various universities. Thank you for sharing your university details.